My name's Patsy Ann Stacy, Hyden, Kentucky. The name of my story is Reptensil. Jane told it to me, and her aunt told it to her, and her grandmother told it to her aunt. Once upon a time, there was no man and no woman. They were poor, and they didn't have much money, and the old woman was sick, and one day she wanted some cabbage, and she told the old man to get her some cabbage, and they didn't have enough money to get it at the store, so the old man went over to the next door to the garden and got some cabbage, and there's an old woman came out, and she was a witch, and she said, if you want this cabbage, you have to give me your firstborn girl. He said, okay, and not long after that, they had a little girl, and this old witch heard about it, and so she come over to get it, and she got it and named it Reptensil because it had long hair, and locked her up in a big tire, and when she'd want to go up to her, she'd say, Reptensil, Reptensil, let down your long hair. And she'd let down her long hair, and this old witch would climb up her hair. And one day there's a prince passing by, and he heard the old witch say, Reptensil, Reptensil, let down your long hair. And he went over and said, after the witch had gone down, said, Reptensil, Reptensil, let down your long hair. And she thought it was a witch, so she let down her long hair, and this prince climbed up her hair, and when he got up there, she said, who are you? And he said, I'm a prince. And this girl said, do you know of any way you could get me out of here? And he said, no, and they talked a while, and he went back down her hair, and he'd come back once a day for a month. And one time he was up there, and this old witch had left her black hat up in the tire, and she came back to get it, and this prince was up there, and she said, what are you doing up here? And he said, I come up here to see Reptensil. And she said, I'm going to scratch your eyes out and throw you down the briars. And she scratched his eyes out and threw him down the briars, and she said, Reptensil, I'm going to take you out of here. And she took her out, and Reptensil jerked away from her when they got down on the ground, and she ran over to that prince, and this old witch had made it Reptensil's tears that hit his eyelids that he could see again. She'd made him blind when she scratched his eyes out. So her tears hit his eyelids, and he could see again. Reptensil started running at that old witch, and she went run over a cliff to Reptensil, and this prince went to get Reptensil's mother and father and took them to his castle, and they lived happy ever after.